So you beautiful people asked me to make an episode on the adornments, or to be more precise, which adornment is best for the cavalry, and that's exactly what I'm going to present you in this episode. 3 different adornments, for each of them 20 battery reports. We're going to have to get the score first. We'll be able to compare the 3 adornments, but also what's going to be important is to highlight you the difference between these 3 adornments with a beautiful graphic. And of course, on top of this, I'm going to show you something towards the end of this episode which definitely going to shock you. And if you are a developer of Age of Empires Mobile, can you please do me a favor and make sure you don't miss that part in the video? Thank you very much. Now, beautiful people, in order to test this, I needed roughly around 80 battery ports and to analyze a lot of numbers. And here is where you really have to pay attention, because whenever somebody is going to show you just one battery port and then claim a conclusion can be taken just based on that, well, all I have to say is literally what Sneaky told you in his video today, which is,
well, I don't want to be the one who has to tell you you're an idiot, but it's the simple fact that they have outscaled their opponents.
And yeah, I couldn't agree more with him. So which adornments I'm going to show you in this episode. So all we have to do is go directly to the inventory. It's a nice shortcut directly to adornments. And of course, they will be equipped on Lubu. I'm going to show you also how I have tested this. And the first adornment, it's going to be the Cloud Piercer. A super interesting one. And all 3 adornments will going to be at level 1. So the Cloud Piercer, we're going to give you an extra damage boost for Lubu in this case of 6.85% for the main target. And for non-primary targets, it's also a 5%. Definitely an interesting adornment. Now, the second adornment is definitely not going to be the Intimidation, because this adornment is only good in rallies. Rarely a 1 versus 1 will going to happen on the map. And if you think for a second that you can afford to take an adornment like that, bring it up to a high level, and then reset it and invest it in another adornment, well, the end of this episode definitely going to ruin that dream for you. So, which is going to be the second adornment? Yes, the Shadowcaster. Another super interesting one, because after every normal attack, and God is our witness, Lubu does a lot of normal attacks, you have a 65% chance to increase the next hero skill damage by 7.65%. And of course, these values will go up when you are leveling up these adornments. And the third adornment, it's going to be, yeah, you guessed it, the Resistance. An absolutely awesome one. It's 100% guaranteed, because for the first 18 seconds in a battle, no matter what, the first 3 hero skills damage coming from your opponent will going to have a damage reduction, in this case of 5.74%. This value will go up. On top of this, you also going to have a 3.83% damage reduction, and that's absolutely great for level 1. And after these 18 seconds, well, you get to keep this 1.91% damage reduction. A super solid adornment. So before we continue, something super important for you guys. Don't forget to support what supports you back. And the best way to do that, yeah, well, subscribe to this channel, share this channel with your friends, watch this video till the end. And the other way to support this channel, well, is by taking advantage of this channel sponsor, which is Eneba, because it's always great to get far more for your money, especially over time. That definitely adds up. And by using this link, which you see now on the screen, before you do any purchase on Eneba, you are greatly supporting this channel, and I would like to thank you very much in advance. Good, beautiful people. But now let's do something which I rarely do in my videos and talk about what setup I actually use on my Lubu. And yeah, the rings too. Because from my perspective, there are 2 rings which are definitely a must-have in here, while the third ring, yeah, it kind of depends on what else you have left. So when it comes down to Mr. Lubu, the Ring of Daisy, it's absolutely must-have. Not just only because he has a fantastic performance, but also because it's a blue ring. Super cheap to get and super cheap to upgrade. Now, when it comes down to the ring which I'm using on Attila, well, I'm using the Ring of the Night Wolf, which is again a ring which I'm absolutely super happy with it. It's a max level. It's a purple ring, and it's far cheaper for me to get and to upgrade, and I'm super happy with it. Now, when it comes down to the third ring, well, you have a couple of options. And what I'm using right now is the Lofty Mountain. Now, especially with the heroes coming in a new season, more rings must be taken in consideration, and I would like to highlight the Ring of the Deer for that. Now, as of right now, Lubu is the only damage dealer in your march. Therefore, theoretically speaking, you only have a 33% chance to get this massive 22% extra damage on Lubu. And you also have a 33% chance to apply this 22% damage reduction on your opponent's march on his highest hitting hero. And trust me when I tell you, if you are lucky to get these buffs on the right hero, it's absolutely noticeable immediately. So good. Other than this, if you are super curious about my gear, I know some of you guys actually asked, all you have to do is watch what gems I'm using. Though you have to take in consideration that Cavalry, for the time being, is my second priority march. Used to be the first one. And of course, on the battlefield, it's kind of very difficult right now for a Lubu setup, especially with Cyrus, but also with Belisarius being all over the battlefield. So these were the gems. Now let me show you exactly how I have tested this. So as you can see right here, I needed 80 battery ports. Now 60 of them were needed for the 3 different adornments, but kind of like 20 of them I actually needed in order to set my march to do exactly what I wanted to do. Or in other words, yes, the opponent is the supply bounty boss, but I'm going to take in consideration all 4 battles. On top of this, I must give room to Lubu to show me this spike's value in damage, while at the same time not killing any of these 4 setups, or to be more precise, the archers. So from this perspective, the march size is 80k. If you're curious to see the setup, well, I took the ring and the gear down. I need a horse on Lubu in order to change the adornments. And when we have a look at Timur, basically the same thing. The gear is down, and so is the ring. And for Attila is the same thing. Gear down, ring down. So now let's present the first 20 battle reports for the first adornment. And sure, we can start with the Shadowcaster. Now, as you can see right here, it's at level 1. You can also see the description here downstairs, just in case you want to refresh your memory. But what's super important for us are the 20 battle reports listed over there. And they are all sorted from the best performance possible up there, in which I was super lucky, all the way down to the worst performance possible, in which I was extremely unlucky with the hero activation skills. And the number which we need is the March score. And in this case is 416,570 points. Good. Let's have a look at the second adornment. And sure, this is the Cloud Piercer. Again, at level 1. Here's again the description. And what's super important for us are the 20 battle reports and the March score. And in this case, the score is 436,716 points. Good. Now let's have a look at the third adornment and the numbers. And sure, this is the Resistance adornment. At level 1, you have the description here downstairs and the 20 battle reports over there. And the March score with this Resistance adornment equipped on Lubu, it's 446,715 points. Good. Now we're going to do this differently. First, let me show you the graphic. And after that, we're going to have a look at which of these 3 adornments is on rank 1, 2, and 3. Because you can imagine the difference is going to be small, yet the numbers will always going to show us a difference. So yeah, beautiful people, this is the graphic I was talking about. Super important first is to see that I have marked the Resistant adornment in blue, the Cloud Piercer is in green, and the Shadow Chaser adornment is in red. And these are the 20 battle reports for all 3 setups. So where is the difference? Let's first have a look at this segment right here. All the results up to here. Because this represents 75% of the possible results for each of the 3 adornments. And it's very clear to be seen the difference is super small, but we also have to take into consideration the other 25% of this graphic, which represents the cases in which you're going to be absolutely crazy lucky with your hero activation skills. And guess what, beautiful people? Look at the blue line. And that's a Resistant adornment. Isn't this interesting? Now the difference is not big, and you're going to see it in a moment. But how can we explain this? And since all 3 adornments were equipped on Lubu, well, Lubu is a fantastic hero and does a lot of damage. In the cases in which you are super lucky with his skills activating, and if you are using the Resistance adornment, that means if I were to use a word which you guys prefer to use, more Tankiness, because that's what the Resistance adornment does, it means with each turn, I am taking less damage, therefore I have more troops each turn, and Lubu is able to hit, in this case, harder because I'm lucky on his activation skills. So that is the explanation. But of course, beautiful people, let me show you also rank 1, 2, and 3 and the difference between them. So yeah, it's kind of a bit surprising because honestly, all 3 adornments are absolutely great. But on rank number 1 is actually the resistance. On rank number 2 is the Cloud Piercer. And the difference between rank 2 and rank 1 is not that big. It's just 2.24%. As the numbers always are able to show you a difference. Now, when we have a look at the rank 3, well, that's the Shadow Chaser. And the difference between rank 3 and rank 1 is actually 6.75%. Or in other words, the difference between the Shadow Chaser and the resistance performance is 3 times higher than using the Cloud Piercer adornment versus a resistant adornment. So yeah, isn't this interesting? But I promised you at the beginning of the video, I'm going to show you something which definitely going to shock you. Because yeah, this weekend in this KVK, we're going to have some fancy visitors coming from server 40. Now, for those of you which don't know what server 40 is, yeah, all you have to do is look at their ranks. And you can imagine, also from the mirror's perspective, that's definitely going to be a very hot situation. And I thought to myself, how about polishing a little bit my Cyrus setup? Or in other words, playing a little bit with the adornment upgrading. And make sure you're watching this part. And before I started to do an upgrade, or in other words, use all those 5 stones over there, I had such a strange feeling that I should record this. And boy, I'm so happy that I did that, because otherwise, I don't know how many people will believe me. So, this is the adornment, by the way, resistance, which I'm using on my Mansa Musa. And the next rank would be the gold rank. So I thought to myself, okay, let's try to get that. So I have 5 tries. So this is the first time. Okay, so I got 1 rank down. No panic. Let's try again. This is the second one. Okay, kind of a weird bad luck. So I got another rank down. Let's try it again. This is the third one, which basically gave me nothing. Let's do the fourth one. And in this case, I got nothing, which is, yeah. And you know what? We have 1 more stone. Let's do this. And have a look for yourself. Why not? So, just in case you don't understand exactly what happened here, I have a beautiful screenshot. Now, granted, I have to say that these 5 green stones, whatever name they have, were leftovers from the rewards which I have obtained from the Desolate Desert event. But I indeed bought some of this iron, and I'm starting here. And you can see also the values, because I can jump now to the yellow tier. And after these 5 tries, beautiful people, I end up there. And you can also see the numbers decrease. And kind of to express my feelings right now, I can do that with 1 simple question. Dear developers, what's wrong with you?
Everything.
So yeah, why not? I agree with Thanos. So beautiful people, this was the episode on the 3 adornments which I was able to present you. Now, always taking consideration, in order for me to actually present you this data, I must first obtain these items on my main account, and then I can do this process, which takes a while, but I think it's absolutely worth it, not just to show it to you guys, but also for me personally, in order to tune my March in such a way in which I can get the maximum performance out of my account. And that's exactly what you can get also by taking in consideration these advices which you are finding on my channel. As always, yeah, share your thoughts in the comments. You should already know by now how to support this channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you in the next awesome episode. Ciao, 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 guys.